stop. This is an urgent space weather update. We are flagged to have severe conditions within the next 24 hours. It is going to hit us tonight. Okay, so G4 severe geomagnetic storm levels are expected to hit. We are also in an S3 strong solar radiation storm, and radio blackouts are still an option. We've already had an R3 strong radio blackout due to this X1.9 solar flare that is hitting us tonight. And if you're new here, my name is Sarah Starr. I track space weather, energetic shifts, and astrology in real time. I translate it into how you're going to physically, mentally, emotionally feel and how you need to regulate yourself and prepare. Active region 4341 produced an X1.9 solar flare associated with that R3 radio blackout. We also have this big planetary alignment that is happening. We have Venus, we have Mercury, we have Mars, Jupiter is behind us, we have 3i Atlas in the atmosphere. This is an active Earth-facing position and it has huge CME potential. Coronal high-speed streams are in the background due to this as well, and the whole system is going to accelerate. What I'm watching right now is the magnetopause pressure and the solar wind, because the BZ is going to be the open door for this to happen, and our magnetic field strength will weaken. So the CME and the high-speed stream is going to arrive. The magnetopause is going to compress very quickly, and that's when you get sudden pressure waves and aurora expansion, satellite drag increases, GPS disruption, and something just shifted kind of feeling that people are going to notice in real time. Right now, the dynamic pressure is relatively low, but that can spike rapidly on impact. So watch for a sharp jump in the density and the speed together, and that's going to be the initial shockwave signature. This is our Enlil model output. It's pointing towards an arrival window late on January 19th into early January 20th. But here's the key. If we're also getting coronal high-speed streams feeding the background solar wind, that can sling the CME environment to a faster, rougher coupling with the Earth, meaning that it can hit sooner than people expect. It can create a stacking effect and then a shock on people's nervous systems because you are bioelectrical and you are going to feel this. And it can also produce sustained elevated high levels. So can your body handle that? Can the power grid handle that? This is the current 3-day geomagnetic forecast. It is not up to date. Actually, most of the models coming in are still not up because they're processing all of the data as it comes in. This is a big solar storm that we're seeing, but we're going to see it hit on the 19th tonight. We're also going to see it persist through the 20th. It's going to persist through the 21st. This is a very fast moving CME. If you are in the auroral latitudes, the oval is going to expand, but if you are not, you're still going to feel this in your system and effects as sleep disruption. There's going to be nervous system stimulation that is going to occur, tech weirdness, videos aren't going to upload, you're going to have cognitive fog, you're not going to know where you're at. There's going to be a body heaviness as well with a solar radiation storm. Protons hold mass, it affects your actual physical body. And then there's going to be emotional volatility involved with all of the high cosmic energy because people don't know what to do with all of this incoming invisible energy. As you can see, we had a long X-class flare eruption, and then we're down here with our solar proton flux. So we're in an S3 solar radiation storm right now, meaning that energetic particles are elevating enough to matter operationally. In aviation and radio, there's going to be more absorption and it's going to degrade the high frequencies at higher latitudes. Satellites, there's going to be increased risk in the environment, of course. Humans, you're going to feel it as fatigue. You're going to feel wired but tired, head pressure, mood swings, and that floaty, disconnected sensation. So it's important that you are not broken. Your nervous system is reacting. You are not broken. Your nervous system is picking up on the overloaded signal that is in our atmosphere. Here's what you want to do. You want to reduce any type of stimulation, okay? You want to hydrate, get minerals, drink something with a higher pH balance than a 9.0. Eat some sort of grounding food and stop the doom scrolling. That's what they're going to feed on you for. They're looking for the fierce factor. And if you feel spacey, do not rush, okay? Right now, you really want to slow down your movements, but be intentional in your steps. And be careful when you're driving because people are going to be dysregulated and then your reaction time is going to drop and then impulsivity is going to rise. So could communication drop? Possibly in pockets, especially high frequency, because flares and storm time ionosphere changes can create blackouts and interference. I'm not saying the internet is gone. What I'm saying is have redundancy. Charge your devices, charge your battery banks, download any offline maps, make sure you have food, water, something to cook with for a few days. flashlights, extra batteries, have a backup heating plan. Because on top of the severe geomagnetic storm that we're getting, we also have a huge risk at earthquakes popping off. So let me be very clear, I'm not predicting an earthquake, but what I'm seeing from space weather and the Schumann resonance is that we see tectonic influences and energetic influences in this type of study. So be aware of the after effects that have happened after we have huge spikes on our Schumann resonance. Preparedness is still smart. So here is our USGS. As you can see, we are getting a lot of different earthquakes. New Caledonia just had a 6.0, another one. We're seeing Pakistan be affected. We're also seeing Alaska, California. We have more in Indonesia, the Philippines. These are all heavy seismic zones. So be prepared if you live in one of the earthquake regions. Make sure you top off your essentials, food, water, meds, secure heavy objects and shelves. Make sure you know the exit routes. Have shoes and a flashlight by your bed. Prepared is peaceful. Panic is pointless because earthquake indicators are on our Schumann resonance and they've been here for 2 days. I have never seen anything like this. In the past years, anytime we had these earthquake indicator stressors on our Schumann resonance, we had major earthquakes happen, and this pattern has been 2 days. But energetically, when we see prolonged electromagnetic agitation paired with strong space weather, it drives many people to report the same type of symptoms: insomnia, vivid dreams, emotional discharge, nervous system buzzing, collective agitation. Just be prepared. It's not just the Schumann, it's also this very large coronal hole that is going to be polar tethered to the Earth today. And when that happens, that CME shock arrival is going to be very fast and it may cut off communication. Like I said, we're looking at G4 severe geomagnetic storming effects, and we may even get into extreme levels of a G5 because this coronal hole is polar tethered to Earth and it's going to create a pull and a havoc on the tectonic stressors that are already faulty. This is what we're going to be getting tonight and tomorrow. Don't worry about this. This is just not updated. It's pretty much going to look like this one as well. But we're going to see if this is going to be a long duration geomagnetic storm or if it's going to be a quick little spike that is going to shock the shit out of your system. And this is what that region looks like that emitted that X1.9 solar flare. It has dipped down in size quite a bit and in sunspot regions, still missing a delta classification, but still 20% chance of having an X-class flare from here. It's going to be Earth facing today and tomorrow and the next day. So if it does erupt, expect all of the storm levels to increase to something that we probably have never seen. But just know probabilities are very high that we're going to reach that. Proton level 99%. So yeah, we can absolutely top the charts on this storm. The potential is there. This is where that region is located. It is going to be Earth facing yet again in the next day or so, and we're going to see an effect of that because remember, this coronal hole is right around that same exact region. So anything that is going to be erupted from this region is going to be shot out directly at Earth. And astrologically, we are in a whole lineup of energy right now. As you can see, we have Mars, we have Venus, we have Mercury, the Sun, we have Earth. Yet again, Jupiter is behind us. The Sun is in Capricorn right now, so it's putting pressure on systems, authority, on the government, on infrastructure. These are reality checks and structural stress. The moon is in Aquarius today and tomorrow, meaning the collective mind is literally going to light up with overstimulation and restlessness and tech and network issues. Those are going to be the themes. Line up? Yeah, absolutely, that lines up. There's going to be emotional detachment as well. You're gonna feel like, I can't sleep, but I'm not tired. What it could feel like is impulsive decisions, edgy conversations, mental electricity for sure, and a strong need for truth and autonomy. Here's how you handle it, because you need to choose fewer outlets. You need to not escalate any type of conflict that's going to blow up in your face. So pause before you react, and then protect your sleep like it's your job, because that realm is open. This wave is a calibration. Think of it as a force system that is going to update the human field. You're going to feel all the feels. Make sure that you do not buy into the fear narrative and then all the emotional responses that come with it. I'm Sarah Starr here with your space weather update. Make sure that you are following and sharing this message out to as many people, because we don't know what communications is going to do.